Come on then, Blue Noses. Was it a poor transfer window?
What's happening, Blue Noses? Blues are back.
We've put a massive statement out yet again.
We deserve this now, don't we? We deserve the fucking good times. And welcome to Bill's back garden.
So we've brought 12 players in. I don't know how people can say it wasn't a successful transfer window. So me and Alfie did the video back in the summer when we brought the original 7 in. Obviously, we've had a couple more come in since then. But in this video, we're just going to concentrate on the last 3. We've got Koumas, Patrick Roberts and Jack Robinson. So let's take a look. Starting with Koumas. "19-year-old, on loan from Liverpool, with bags of experience in the Championship from last season, 49 games in all competitions and scoring 6 goals. Already we can see what he's bringing to the table. Lots of energy, really physical as well. Looking like that direct winger that we've been crying out for. You know, he works really hard, so he's going to be great for Chris Davis with the press. You know, he's quite physical and he doesn't shy away from a challenge. So I'm really, really excited to see him this season. And looking at his positions, you know, he can play up front, he can play off the left, off the right, play as a cam. I mean, when we seen him against Port Vale off the left, I think that was his most productive that we've seen him so far. Played in the 10 at Leicester and, you know, don't think he got that involved, you know, in the build-up in the games. Maybe that's not really, you know, his best position, but only time will tell. So next up, we got Patrick Roberts. On loan from Sunderland, 28 years of age, plays on the right, left-footed, predominantly just plays on the right, but no doubt being a left-footed winger, he's going to be able to slot in on that left-hand side. All we're hearing so far off Sunderland fans is positivity. They're absolutely gutted that he's gone, you know, because he's been that kind of player, that regular player that's been there from League One into the Championship and then into the Premier League. So, you know, he's played loads and loads of games in the Championship. He's not really figured in their plans in the Premier League, so maybe that's a step a little bit too far. It did look like it was, you know, a farewell from Sunderland, even though he's on loan. Whether there's a view to a permanent move, if it comes off, you know, if he has a successful period with us, who knows? But I'm definitely excited. I think this is probably, you know, in the window, you know, he's one of the marquee signings. It was definitely, you know, the signing on deadline day. In terms of appearances, from Jan 22, he's got 147 appearances with 9 goals. I don't think he's going to get us loads of goals, and from what we're hearing, his end product in terms of assists, you know, but we can look at stats all day, but that doesn't make a player. But what they're saying is, you know, the transition through the pitch, getting the ball moving up the pitch, you know, he carries it really well. You know, it looks effortless, you know, moving along with the ball and getting into dangerous areas. We've only got to look at his heat map to see a lot of the areas that he, you know, he finds himself in. So, you know, I think that's going to be a definite advantage for us, you know, with our final third play that we've been so lacking. You know, so many people saying that we're not creating enough chances. Bringing a player in like Patrick Roberts, you know, he's only going to bring, you know, that positive, that positivity moving forward. You know, being a bit more direct, a bit like Koumas, you know, so he's looking to get the ball, take players on, you know, and I think, you know, he's going to be a fan's favourite, excites us, you know, so I can't wait to see him get going. And on deadline day, we finished the transfers with Jack Robinson. So, you know, I think that's that much needed cover on that left-sided side of defence. So, you know, predominantly, you know, he's going to be that left-sided centre-back, although he can play at left-back. I don't think he's going to give us the attacking options that Cochrane does and Laird does at left-back. but I think with the balance at the back, I think he's going to be, one that's going to balance that. He's got that aggressive nature about him, The no-nonsense defender.
Already apparent. Yes, that bit, maybe a little bit of contact coming once the other doesn't move out the way. It feels like too strong. First one to go into the referee's number. Yellow card for Koumas and Jack Robinson.
He's been a captain. He's played loads of games, up through the divisions with League One, into the Championship, into the Premier League with Sheffield United. So I definitely, think he's going to be an added bonus, in the dressing room as well, as a leader. So I think he's got that much needed cover that we need. So to recap, brought those 3 players in much needed areas to strengthen the squad. So drop your comments below. Give us your thoughts on what you think those players are going to bring, and are you happy with them? And ultimately, are you happy with the window? Because I think we did a lot of our business early on, didn't we? So I think if we had some of these players in a different order, we'd all be getting excited on deadline day. But all I'll say is give them a chance, let them settle in, trust the gaffer, trust the process, and keep right on.